Okay guys, in this video I'm gonna show you a truck that has never existed before. Let me unveil it for you and then tell you everything about it. Let's go! Ta-da! Check it out guys, this is the all-new, first ever 2022 Chevy Silverado 1500 ZR2. And in this video I'm gonna give you the top 10 coolest features on this brand new truck. No more waiting, you don't have to wait anymore. Here it is in the flesh. It's a early production or pre-production truck, but it has all the features and all the hardware for this off-road truck that I can show you. So number 10 on the list is the new look. So let's kind of take it all in. Let's kind of take a wide view. And this follows with the updated new 2022, not the limited trucks, but the next iteration of the Chevy Silverado lineup. They all will have new looks, but this is the ZR2. This is the most off-road worthy and capable offering now in the Silverado full-size truck segment.
This video was made possible by our friends at Manscaped. Manscaped has the best tools on the market for grooming, and you know we love a good toolkit. Well, now you can get the new waterproof Lawnmower 4.0 in the Performance Pack 4.0 bundle. That's all the tools you need in one. The Lawnmower 4.0 has replaceable ceramic blades, a built-in LED, and wireless charging. The kit also includes a weed whacker, nose and ear hair trimmer to take care of any unsightly messes above the collar. And who could forget about the ball toner and ball deodorant? To keep your toolkit stocked with everything you need, check out the Peak Hygiene Plan. Go to manscaped.com for 20% off of your order plus free international shipping and a free travel bag and a pair of boxer briefs when you use the promo code FASTLANETRUCK at checkout. Trust me, your body and your balls will thank you.
So check this out. So here in the front grille, you have a special grille, of course, and then this flow tie, they call it. Basically the emblem that actually has a passage for the air. Chevrolet says it improves flow or airflow and cooling by about 2%. And of course it's here outlined in this red color. Really special. Over here, check it out. ZR2 is printed on the truck. And then step back. This is one of the coolest features here, is actually the light sequence. So if you look at the front of this truck, so you got your kind of daytime running lamp here, LED, you got your main projector lights, and you've got these marker lights. Notice there's two of them, one here on the right and here on the passenger side as well. So there's no like three lights or amber lights. So the question is probably in your mind, is this the Ford Raptor competitor? Is this Ram TRX competitor? What is this truck about? So let's keep moving. Because next on my list, number 9, is actually some of the specs for the approach, departure, and ground clearance. So let's take a look at the front bumper. It's very, very special. So first of all, it's unique design for the ZR2, and it also is steel, so check it out. I can actually knock on it. Okay, and then also it has this cutout, so very similar to the what's currently available on the Colorado ZR2 midsize truck. On the Silverado ZR2, it's also cut out right here for better approach angle. And also very special on this truck, you see this line right here? These corners end caps are removable. So if there's some damage off-roading, if you're off-roading and there's, you can just take off the end cap, replace it, and the approach angle is 31 degrees. So you can kind of see it from the side. This approach angle currently matches the brand new 3rd generation Ford Raptor on 35s. Not the Raptor on 37s, but the Raptor on 35s also has a 31 degree approach angle. So as far as that is concerned, this ZR2 has the specification for that. I'll show you the tires in a second. Hold on a second. And then, of course, for the ground clearance itself, it's about a ½ inch more than a Trail Boss, a current Chevy Silverado Trail Boss. And I'll explain that a little bit in a second. But then the departure angle, let me show you. So normally, if you're used to the recent Chevy trucks, you will find kind of a cutout here for the exhaust system. The ZR2 doesn't have that. This bumper is just flush. And if you look underneath a little bit further, you can see the dual exhaust pipes. One is coming out here, and there's a lot of mud underneath this truck because this pre-production unit was shooting some ads and commercials. It was doing a lot of stuff, you know, off-road, on-road, even towing trailers, carrying some hay. Yes, they told me it had some hay in the back of it. So the departure angle is pretty good, tucked in exhaust system. The front, really good spec, and about ½ inch more ground clearance than the Trail Boss, which puts it closer to like 11 inches of ground clearance, thereabouts. So that is number 9 on my list. Number 8 has to be, of course, the suspension and the shocks. So let's keep walking this way. Number 8, so any off-road truck, be it any name and brand, it has to have the suspension system to handle the tough terrain. So in this case, by the way, I have to explain to you that the chassis itself is basically the same as a Trail Boss, and the truck is not any wider. So from that standpoint, it doesn't have that wide body look. But what it does have now for the first time ever are these DSSV Multimatic spool valve shocks. And it's basically the same philosophy as the Colorado ZR2, but these are a lot more bigger because they have to handle the heavier weight, of course, of this truck. The Silverado ZR2 weighs more than the Colorado ZR2. These are unique. They have 3 separate spool valves inside of them, and the spool valve is basically the spring-loaded valve that opens and closes to let shock fluid through. It has 3 distinct containers of fluid in there, but the A-arms are not unique to the ZR2, but the springs are. The springs and the shocks are. So basically what you have here is have a unique suspension with more articulation actually than a Trail Boss. How much more? Well, in the front, Chevy tells me the front articulation is about 9.8 inches. So if you compare it to like a Raptor or a TRX, which have between 13 and 14 inches of front articulation, it's not near that, right? So it's about 9.8 inches of front travel. In the rear, it still has the springs, leaf springs, also DSSV shocks. You can kind of see them here if you look in, right there. They're also pretty big and massive and unique to this truck. Obviously, you can't interchange Colorado shocks, ZR2 shocks with this truck. And about 10.6 inches of travel in the rear. If you've been watching TFL Truck, you know that we've had a Chevy Trail Boss, this red truck, for about a year. We actually bought it for a long-term test. We took it everywhere, including Moab, Utah, Colorado mountains, and it was always behaving and performing quite well as far as articulation was concerned. So this has more articulation than the Trail Boss by about almost 2 inches more travel in the front and about 1.5 inches more travel in the rear. So those are the good numbers. So it's a step above where the Trail Boss actually is. Before I continue to tell you about some of the off-road goodies, let's look at the truck stuff, because this is, after all, still a truck, pickup truck, and of course it's available in this only configuration, crew cab with basically what they call a shorter bed, but it's not small by any means, and this is the only option on the ZR2. Otherwise, it's fully loaded truck. It says basically multi-flex this tailgate, and as you can see, same bed space, basically steel Still steel construction. It's got wide walls, about 89 cubic feet of total cargo volume. Here you have your handle, of course, for climbing in and out. You can extend that. And you have your power outlet here, right there, and lights. So this truck is bed lined, large bed volume. Maximum payload is 1,440 pounds. So that's actually more than, for example, a Raptor or a TRX, but it's not, of course, more than some of the other trucks. For example, if you were to try to compare this against like a Ram Rebel, maybe a Nissan Pro 4X, or a Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, that's still a pretty good payload, 1440. And then towing. So, of course, this truck is equipped with this, a 2-inch hitch receiver. Of course, it has 7-pin, very standard 7-pin and 4-pin connectors. And it, yes, this departure angle is affected a little bit by this, but towing is 8,900 pounds. 8,900 pounds. So once again, that towing number is better than the Raptor, better than the TRX, but not better than the Trail Boss. Trail Boss can do more. You're probably wondering, okay, Andre, what's under the hood? By the way, check this out. A brand new hood design with this. Oh, and that's a clue. Of course, that's a clue. 6.2 liters. So underneath here, you will find a 6.2 liter V8. So it's basically the engine that's available in other Chevy Silverado trucks. It has 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a 10-speed automatic. This is the only way you'll be able to purchase the ZR2 Silverado. So it's a proven powertrain. It's been there before in this truck, in the Silverado. Still, I mean, let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you expect a supercharger in there, some other engine? For now, at least, the ZR2 has this engine. 420 horsepower, which is just still great. 460 pound-feet of torque, which is still a lot of torque for this truck. And it's a proven engine. By the way, they've tested these shocks, and of course with this engine and transmission in the Best of the Desert racing series, off-road racing series. So all those components are proven in racing. And you guys have seen us talk about this many, many times at tfltruck.com and tfloffroad.com. So what do we have here? So this is a Goodyear Wrangler Territory MT. MT basically stands for maximum traction. I have a podcast with the Goodyear team on TFL Talk channel where we show you and describe everything that goes into making these Territory tires, especially the MTs. They're very aggressive, as you can see, and it's mounted to this unique 18-inch wheel, and the tread is really, really aggressive. It's a 33, so 33-inch tall tire, and this is why, like I said before, the ground clearance is about half an inch more than the Trail Boss. It's basically because of these tires, because these tires are large diameter, and that's kind of where the ground clearance comes from. The suspension is redesigned for better articulation, but that's where the tires are. So yes, it's not a 35, it's not a 37, it's a 33, and actually it fills out the wheel well quite a little bit better, in my opinion, than the Trail Boss. And of course you have these unique kind of fender flares right here. And of course the ZR2 badge. Standard mirrors, I mean this is kind of carryover stuff. The cab is carryover, of course. So next on my list, number 4, is the interior. No more waiting, guys, right? You guys were wondering what will the new Silverado interior look like, and this is it. This is massive change from where it was before. They're saying the whole theme was kind of horizontal design. Let me actually power this up, just the accessory mode. And this right here is a 13.4 inch diagonal screen. It's pretty giant. It's of course more kind of real estate, at least diagonally, than any of the competitors in this segment. Right here in front of me is a 12.3 inch screen. You can see fully digital. This interior, actually for 22 next generation of the Silverado, will be very similarly designed for almost every trim of the Silverado. But here in the ZR2, you get every feature, of course, because it's not just a high performance off-road truck, it's also actually a luxurious truck. So yeah, I think the interior is very special. You can see kind of some of the stitching. Technology is upgraded. We've got the latest, of course, all the latest tech. This is very special. Front and rear lockers. You can see this separate button for the rear locker, and then you can enable the front locker as well, or actually have both of them locked. So what this basically means is that this is very unique. So if you look across the entire half-ton segment, you have the Raptor that has the porcelain front differential, which is kind of a mechanical thing, but not a selectable locker. You've got the TRX, which uses like the brake distribution system on the front. You've got all the other trucks that offer maybe just the rear locker, but no half-ton full-size truck offers this right now. If you go in the mid-size trucks, of course, the Colorado ZR2 and the Jeep Gladiator have a similar, front locking feature, or the Power Wagon in the big trucks. But this is very unique, and I'm very pleased to see it. It's gonna make, huge difference off-road. And then finally, well, not finally, but number 2 on my list is actually the terrain modes. So you kind of have to get in here and look at this screen. Look at actually the screen right here in the middle. Aha! The V8 engine comes to life. And then you can use this knob on my left, normal, off-road, and also terrain modes. And of course you have to be, for example, in 4 high or 4 low modes for the terrain modes, which also offers a 1-pedal drive for rock crawling. So I'm gonna shut this truck off because we are indoors, and yeah, we don't want to have too much exhaust here indoors. And of course, finally, one of the coolest features, I'm kind of a tech geek, and I wanted to show you this. So it has the new Google integration, Google Maps, Google Assistant, and Google Calendar. So basically a lot of integration with the Google ecosystem here, and it's all voice activated, of course, and it also has wireless Apple CarPlay. Look, it's listening to me. Wireless Android Auto, Alexa integration in this system. Also wireless charging. Look down here. Wireless charging right there.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Of course you didn't understand. And look at this. Some trucks, including the ZR2, will have this new shifter. It's a column, not a column, I'm sorry. It's a console shifter, but it has this, kind of a digital feeling to it. Of course, integrated brake controller, which is very, very cool. Ventilated and heated seats. So the interior is a huge change. So you're probably wondering, those are cool features. So we talked about the chassis, the tires, the suspension, the shocks, actually all of the specs we have so far, the powertrain. This is basically the only way the ZR2 will come. And pricing is not announced yet. And availability, the next generation of the Silverado trucks is coming in the spring of 22, and the ZR2 will be similar time frame. So think about, they haven't announced exactly, but think about like April, May of 2022. Don't quote me on this because the exact timing has not been specified yet. And let me know what you think. Where does this truck fit? Is it actually, Raptor competitor in your mind? Is it a competitor like a Rebel or a TRD Pro truck from Toyota or a Ram Rebel, or even the F-150 Tremor? So let me know in the comments below. And as always, go back to tfltruck.com for all the latest news, views, and real-world Silverado reviews.